Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first self-care Saturday I've ever done because it is July and we got so much going on Sundays. It is just too much to be trying to do anything on a Sunday right now. It's crazy. As you see, I have more hosts than normal with me on a self-care day because everybody needs to get their self-care in today. So I'll let my hosts introduce themselves and we'll get started. However, first, or do I have to pick somebody? Are y'all gonna make me pick somebody?
I just want to know which order we're going in.
Okay, we'll start with Nicole and then work around to me.
Okay.
Okay.
Merry meet everyone. I'm Nicole, the blind mage. On my channel, I cover magic, mythology, and arcane arts. And I also write a blog called Enchanted Tales. I also write poetry and fantasy as well.
Yay.
Oh snap!
I'm Lauren with Divide by Sight, and
Are
my
you a
channel,
twin?
my channel will cover blind awareness, and I also write poetry, fantasy, and paranormal romance.
Ooh.
So,
Ooh.
I am, that sounds so weird. I am Becca. So ominous.
I am the wizard.
I'm a writer. I used to write screenplays when I first started writing in my 20s and 30s, and then I switched over to novels because screenwriting is just if no one makes the movie, no one gets to read your stories.
Right.
So I was like, all right, I think I'm gonna go into books, and I've loved it ever since. I've been doing it for 10 years, and then I also sew. I love to sew. So
You're back or everything.
oh, thank you. I've been sort of like going crazy with the bags in the last 5 years. I used to just make regular bags, that look like, now I'm like making dinosaurs and dragons. And,
Yeah, when I saw your Buffy Scythe bag, I kind of freaked out a little bit.
oh, that was hard. Yeah, I would say there's definitely ones that stand out that were really difficult in the sense of like, because it's a weapon, but but it's a bag, so you have to figure out like where the actual bag part is going to go. So it's like, okay, is it going to go inside the blade, and then actually to have access because it has that weird handle. Anyway, but I am very proud of that one. That one, and I usually take it to Comic-Con, and there's no Comic-Con this year. It's so sad.
no.
Right? Oh my gosh, Corona done messed up everything.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm so
Everything.
Like, I need costume, everything. It's like, I can't worry now.
I know, and I even like that's why I made that xenomorph alien bag, because I was gonna wear it to Comic-Con and I was gonna cosplay as Ripley.
Oh, that's cool.
It's like not big problems in life, but it's
Right, first world problems.
total
First world problems. I can't do it.
100%.
I love it. Well, hello everybody. I'm Cachet. I write short stories, poetry, and the occasional blog post. I do these things on the weekend called self-care days because as writers, sometimes we get so locked into our manuscripts, into our author platforms that we don't take time to take care of ourselves. So I started these things called self-care Sundays. And because July is Camp NaNoWriMo and we have so many things going on, from the relay tomorrow to the 10K Sunday the week after, to the fact that we have a writer's retreat going on the weekend after that, with 3 people on this screen are going to be a part of. It's just crazy, y'all. We got so much stuff going on. So today, we're going to color or knit or crochet or whatever it is that is not writing and take ourselves away from it for just a couple of hours. So for me, I'm gonna be coloring these Lisa Frank duckies.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm making it happen. So that's what I'm gonna be working on today. Let's get in these comments and say hello to some people. How about that?
Sounds good.
So we got Grayson in here first. Elbow cough. I see you, bro. I see you. A big shout out to Grayson. Y'all know Thursday night the girl was having all kind of difficulties, and Grayson showed up and showed out with standing in for me for a little while, and then coming over and co-hosting. Like that's family. That's family. That's love.
Right.
That's just amazing. We gotta give him a shout out. Jeannie, a Saturday with Cachet. Woo woo. You gonna say hi, Titan? Are you gonna say hi? Are you gonna interrupt my video? Okay. Sid is here. Sid is one of the biggest Argentine supporters we have here. Always at streets. Are you chewing on something? What's in your mouth? You moving your teeth a whole lot. I'm confused.
Oh.
I'm confused over here. We got Divided by Sight over here pulling that double duty, as Dana would say. We have Eve, the nerdy nanny. I don't know if you guys know, but Eve has a channel on YouTube and she does amazing things. Last week, we did a character mapping workshop, an hour live stream. Go check it out. It definitely has some good things. There's a link to a character map worksheet that Eve created. Check it out, you guys.
That's a great resource.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Jeannie says, I may work on my website and prep for blogging or just play Stardew Valley. Maybe all three. That's called multitasking. And I'm here for it.
Well, I mean, it's self-care Saturday, so I would say the game.
I say the game too, because I'm talking about some self-care, so I'm with you. Angel Ree has a new avatar, and it is adorable. And she's here and ready to crochet. Samantha's here. Hi, Samantha. How are you this morning? Since Seriousness. Hey, Queen. Hey, how are you? Miss Stephanie Whitson is here. Miss Stephanie provided me with quite a bit of questions for today for the 420 subscriber questionnaire, so I can't wait to get into those.
Fun.
Miss Dee saying hello. Oh, it's Devin. It's never a stream without Devin.
Nope.
We got Keenan. Keenan is a new subscriber, and he has a lot to say. I love seeing his comments in the thing, so yay.
Awesome.
We have Sarah. Hey, Sarah. Hi, friends. I made choices last night. I am tired today. I understand that. Stevie is here. They hiked a bunch yesterday, so she's resting, maybe reading or spinning. Yeah, so Stevie is doing the Tour de Fleece. It's a spinning thing that is going on to like spin a yarn. Follow her on Instagram if you don't.
That's cool.
Jace is here. Hey, Jace. Yeah, they was all up in my face. All up in my face. Who starts the relay tomorrow? Kate starts the relay.
Yeah, Kate and Jess, I think.
Yeah. I can't take myself away. Ooh, today in coloring birds. Yes, there are birds. I went a week without writing. Okay, I understand. You took a self-care week. I understand. I got you, sis. You got me. You got me.
I mean, sometimes you gotta take the whole week to yourself, if that's what you need.
Right. Hi, we got Words of the Web with the cute avatar. You know we love purple around here. Hence,
Oh, I can tell.
hush. Did nobody ask you, man? Nerdy Nanny giving compliments. Yeah, Stardew Valley. I heard some. I've heard. There's some great things about it.
I heard it's a good game.
Yeah, same.
Oh, yeah. So draw. Okay, y'all. I'm going to get some of these questions up so I can answer them for y'all.
I can't figure out cat, but I'm going to.
So I know there was a lot about my favorites. So I will start with those things that are my favorites.
I wonder who asked this question.
I do too. Oh, we got Alley Cat in the house. Hey. Oh, and Keenan wants to know how everyone is doing. I'm doing great and having a happy 4th of July, he says. Chloe is here, and her avatar says, when you say one more chapter and you end up finishing the entire book, man.
Yeah.
Teacher.
That's amazing.
Right? Jay says, girl, I took most of the week as self-care without trying, and I really shouldn't have. Isn't that only the way? Like, you get
don't
into
feel bad about it. If that's what you need to do it.
Right. If your body needed it, your body needed it. Because, like, my body needed it on Thursday, and it was like, You thought, Cachet. You thought you was going to get up on time. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. I
And the
only blame myself
community
because
had your back.
So many people had my back. If I did not feel loved before then, I definitely
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I had
Guys,
so
good
many
that we have your back for
phone
anything.
calls and text messages. And it was just like, you ever wonder if you're making an impact or if people are noticing or anything like that. And that was one of those moments where it's like, no, there's genuinely people who care about you and have you as a part of their weekly schedules. They're used to you streaming. And so it was just a really nice reminder. It was a very sweet thing. So I thank all of you guys for
Aww.
I appreciate you guys so much. Okay, so favorite things. Okay, my favorite color is purple.
Purple.
I know, right? My favorite food is shrimp fried rice. I can eat it every single day. Actually, okay, so my favorite food is shrimp pho, but where I live, there are no pho spots. So there are none where I live. I live in a college town. So what I can get is shrimp fried rice. So
You think of a college town, they would have pho.
Right.
You would think.
That's crazy.
Let's see. My favorite movie is Four Brothers.
That's a good one.
That's a great
super
one.
good movie. I really like it. I'm a big Mark Wahlberg fan. He's not my favorite actor, but he is one of my favorites. My favorite author is Frank Peretti. My favorite current author is N.K. Jemisin.
Oh my
which I have been
God.
trying to put people on every day.
Oh my God. Can I just
talk about it?
I'm reading the 5th season and my brain is just exploding. Like every freaking point of view, like every chapter so far, because I'm just at the first. I read on a Kindle, so I don't know pages, but I'm in the first like 15%, and it's like each chapter is a different person's point of view, but even like she does it from like second person for one of the characters. And it puts you, it reminds me of like, do you guys remember those, choose your own adventure stories?
Yes.
Yes. And because it really makes you feel like you're in it. Like you're not just in it, you are it.
Like very immersive.
Oh my God, it is so good. I can't even, like, I'm already 15% in and I'm already thinking it's going to be one of my favorite books of all time. Like, it's so good.
Had me know, like, we'll have to check that later.
Wait, what?
Oh yeah, y'all have to check it out. So on my, you guys know I've agreed to do these weekly vlogs because I can't be brave and try to do what Becca did last year with the daily vlogs. I'm not that brave.
Do not recommend it.
I'm gonna do weekly ones, and in there I do an unboxing because I ordered 4 N.K. Jemisin books. I ordered the trilogy physically, and then I ordered her latest one, The City We Became.
Ooh.
And I do like a little mini unboxing in that vlog. So even though I've already read 3 of the 4 I bought, I still like, oh my god, I
was gonna say I'm gonna do the same thing. Like I'm already ordering the trilogy like hard copy, even though it's easier for me because I can't read that small print when it's in books anymore. That's why I kind of have to read on a Kindle.
Right.
But I want to have because now I have a bookshelf because I'm actually in an apartment now. So
right.
I want to actually see them on my shelf. And and hello, we have YouTube channels, so it's good to promote awesome authors on our shelves.
Right? Right? She is so dope. So so she's my favorite author right now. Let's see, what other favorite things did you guys ask? Let me look. Let's see. Let me go back and see. What else do we ask? Favorite ice cream. My favorite ice cream is mint chocolate chip.
Me too.
I don't care if you judge me. I don't care.
It's my favorite too.
It's amazing. I love mint. We know there's somebody on this screen who does not love mint as much as I do, and she likes to get that all the time. But I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Okay, so for my dang, what is it called? The little dance your senior prom. So for prom, I had a mint green dress. Y'all, I looked like a thing of mint chocolate chip ice cream, just chocolate with a mint dress on. It was amazing.
I love that.
Amazing. One of my favorite things.
I think for my prom, my dress was purple.
See, and I wouldn't have a purple dress because purple is my favorite color. But y'all, me in that green, your girl was bomb. She looked real nice, y'all. Real nice.
I didn't go to any dances in high school.
So honestly, I wasn't gonna go to prom. Legit, my uncle and his wife, since I was the first grandchild to graduate high school and the first like niece nephew, they paid for my dress. They paid for my hair to be done. Like they paid for everything for me. So that's how I ended up going to my prom. Yeah, because I was one of those people that I'm not to go pay to go dance with people I don't even talk to when we in class. That's not gonna happen.
No, I'm the same way. Like, I went to prom because everything was donated.
See,
so
everything
was free for me.
Definitely not that way. Okay, so you can't eat the crayon. You can't eat the crayon. Yeah, tell him he can't eat the crayon. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to probably send you a picture about Shay from when I went with my friend James to prom.
Aww.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna have to show y'all pictures. They're like around here somewhere, so they'll be like after the chat. I'll be like, here, y'all can see me in my little thing, because my boobies was out, and so we're not gonna put that on. That's not a thing. That's not a thing.
Yeah, I'm just glad I don't have prom pictures because, like, you would see me in the 80s, and I don't think that's a good thing.
Were you a big hair 80s girl?
I had bangs.
Oh, I can't wait.
I kind of wish I could have seen that.
Yeah, you're going to have to dig for some pictures for me, Becca. You're going to have to dig for a picture. I want to see big hair Becca.
Yeah.
Big hair Becca.
Yeah, now I want to see it back.
I'm so for it.
Never.
Never.
Yeah, you kind of backed up in the corner.
You put it on
do y'all see
first, now you gotta show it.
see him? Like, he is determined to get this crayon for me.
That is so funny.
Yeah, but Maya, I want them.
Look at him. Y'all, this is ridiculous. And y'all can see how it looks on, because I'm vlogging right now, so if y'all can see how it looks on the footage, like, it's ridiculous.
Oh
like,
my God.
Sir,
It's so cute, though.
Can
I got it on camera. It's different crowns.
It's these two colored eyes. So he has a blue eye and a green eye, and it's like, it makes him even cuter. Yeah. It uses it to his advantage. He knows
Yeah, bully eyes.
Can you sit? Can you sit? Sit. Good boy. Shake. Good boy. That's the crayon. Okay, yeah. Play with yourself. Good job. There we go.
That's not a crown, right? That's what you wanted me to do. Give me the crown.
Right, and here he is, right? Dude, nobody want to see your neck or your behind. They don't want to see either one of those things, sir. God. Here, you know what? I'm going to just close the crayon box because you having too much fun right now. Goodness gracious. I know, right? Everybody's like, oh, he just wants to help color. All right, we had some more people join us. Brenda joined us. Hello, everyone. I'm almost done with laundry, and I'm going to read this afternoon. Ooh, what are you reading? What are you reading? This community is amazing.
It is.
Stevie says, I need to come to the Pacific Northwest. Oh, God, I love pho. Pho is amazing. I love pho, right? Jay says, they just don't give a fuck, right? Laurel made it. You're only a little late. We haven't even got 20 minutes in. Jocelyn, you are right on time. Yeah, no pho in a college town is a travesty.
That is
Aaron says he's reading The Obelisk Gate right now, the second book in the series. Is it not amazing? Oh my gosh. Y'all just have no idea. Y'all read them. I'm encouraging you to read them. Alex says, I love those choose your own story books. I have one or two of those kinds. One of them is a Star Wars one. Becca, there's a Star Wars choose your own story book. I knew you were going to get excited. Like, I knew your eyes were going to light up when I read Star Wars. I knew it.
Oh my God. I probably have that one too, if I'm definitely. I had Indiana Jones ones. I had because that's when they were popular. Is the 80s,
right? Like, they were
really popular, so they kind of took on all of the big movies at the time.
Yeah. Q is ordering lunch on her live stream. Keenan says he's reading House of Hades by Rick Riordan.
Ooh, that's a good one. I've read that one.
So many people who's not a
Onto the
fan
list.
of mint chocolate chip. Y'all some haters. Y'all are some haters.
I love mint chocolate chip.
People are on my side.
My husband's on
9-year-old
the side
had
too.
chocolate
He
chip
hates mint.
Froyo last night, and it was favorite when I was pregnant. Ooh, that's awesome. Right, I stayed away from them too uncomfortable. Right, we didn't do proms. I wasn't gonna go to prom either, but stuff went down. Ooh, story time.
Yeah.
Words of the West says I pretty much didn't go to any dances in high school. I was gonna go to my senior prom, then our school shut down because. Oh, are you in high school? Oh, so congratulations on graduating.
Yeah.
Yeah, congrats.
The best year, but congratulations.
Like I got through it.
Right, you made it through. That's a big thing. Grace says my mom bribed me by buying me 2 new games. Oh, to go to prom? Is that what happened? Tell us.
Nice.
Oh my God.
Everyone's loving the doggies. Cat, hi Cat. How are you? Somehow she went to every homecoming in both junior and senior prom.
Wow.
But I still avoid people. My friends wanted to go to everything. Those only things I went to. I only went the entire 4 years. The only thing I went to was my senior prom. I didn't go to anything.
Same.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't go to anything, but yeah.
She's like, I didn't go to anything, but yeah.
I mean, I get why you went to prom, but like, you know, you probably wouldn't have.
Because I'm telling you, had they not paid for it, Cachet would have been at home.
Right?
Mint chocolate chip ice cream. That would have been exactly what
If my prom was free, I would not have gone either because that's not my style.
Although I gotta say, there was a guy that I had a crush on and that I might have gone to prom with, but my best friend went with him.
What? Did she know you had a crush on him?
No, I never. Well, no, not really. I didn't really tell her because I could tell that he liked her, so I didn't want to put her in that position.
Yeah.
You know how
Well,
it is.
he's like trying to devour my arm, and I just don't understand it. Like, sir, there are so many other things that you on around this house because you've made it quite evident that that's a thing you do. Like, what is going on? Hi, Cleo. Yes. Oh, now you want attention because he got attention. Oh, God.
Go to you.
Oh.
They want to be a part of the stream.
You're like, if we knock her on the ground, we can share.
He says, I binge Lord of the Rings with my boyfriend instead of going to prom.
Oh, I love that.
Oh,
That is awesome.
That sounds perfect.
I'm either reading papers to write some code or read the name of the. Ooh, are you a developer? I'm a developer. I'm a software developer. Are you? Ooh, I have questions, Brenda. I have questions. Alley Cat is currently eating brush. Anna, hi, Anna. It's so good to see you. How are you today? Alley Cat agrees the community is amazing. Ooh, Anna is reading Bethany Atazada's book, The Cursed Hunter. That's awesome. Jessica, hey! Jessica, I was just talking to Becca about how me and you gonna be the welcome wagon tomorrow. We're gonna be welcoming people.
Big crap.
Show up. Like, hello.
Hello. I'm gonna just pop on like, hello, everybody. Like every. Laura says, I believe I read multiple time travel related choose your own adventures back in my day. So my brother hated reading, and we would go to garage sales and find these choose your own adventure books, and that's how he got into reading. That and Captain Underpants books. Those are like my favorite as a kid.
Whatever gets you into reading, I'm for it.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
I mean, a lot of people say comic books is what got them into reading too. So.
Right. Anna House says chocolate peanut butter is mine, but I like chocolate mint as well. So no hate here. Chocolate peanut butter is my second favorite. Like you give me chocolate peanut butter in any form outside of Reese's Pieces. I don't like Reese's Pieces. I like everything else Reese's, but I don't like Reese's.
That's interesting. I'm the same way. I'm the same way.
They taste funny to me.
They do. They
taste
like waxy or something. They don't taste like peanut butter.
I think it's a show.
That is the exact word. Waxy. Waxy is the word.
See, they're not the only one.
I needed that.
You know, Shay, we're coming to see you, so I have a bunch of ideas what to bring for you.
Y'all, we have been jumping from topic to topic. It's a free for all today because it's 420 subscriber celebration. So we're just all over the place. So I know there's been questions, so I'm gonna go up and answer some of the questions that people have put in here.
That's right. Pretend that you didn't hear Nicole comment.
What'd you say, Nicole? I'm sorry.
You're so quiet.
What'd you say, Nicole?
I said every time I come see you, I have a list now of things to bring.
Oh, you do. So Nicole and Lauren are coming to Oklahoma in October, and I'm like super duper excited because I'm like, y'all, we're going to meet. Like y'all are gonna be here, and I'm gonna meet because like these are my friends, you guys. Like we talk every day. Like
because our mom's sister lives in Armour, Oklahoma. We're ready to see her for the whole month of October.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I'm like, we'll just have to link up during the time that you guys are here. So Keenan asked, what inspired you guys to write? So I'll start off. So I got inspired to write by getting forced to write. So I had like a anxiety episode, and my grandmother took me to a psychologist or a psychiatrist, and the psychiatrist suggested that because I didn't really want to talk, I didn't really like to talk, that I write. And so from 5 to now, I have been writing.
Wow. That's so
That's
cool.
what got me started. So that answers your when did I start writing question, Keenan. So there you go. That's my inspiration, start writing. What about you, lovely ladies?
Me?
Yeah,
Anyone? Okay, we'll start with Becca and go the other way around this time.
Oh my God. I started writing really early as well. But probably not 5. I would say I probably started writing, like my first real story was probably around like 7 or so. But it was just because I loved reading so much and I wanted to create my own stories, you know, how nothing's quite exactly what you want as a kid, so you want to make your own.
Right.
So I'd say, yeah, I was pretty young, but it was definitely because I just wanted to sort of escape and, you know, and create my own worlds.
I think that's awesome. Lauren?
I don't think I actually started writing till like in middle school. I always like when I remember being younger and I hated reading. I think part of it was like, here's this book that you have to read, not like books that you want to read.
Right.
And you know, plus at the time, you know, my vision was starting to get worse too. So reading to me was a chore. And then I was like, maybe I can try and write my own stories. And I'm glad I don't have any of them because I'm sure they're like very cringeworthy. I don't know why, but like the one that I can remember, I was trying to write like a horror story, like for kids.
Oh, wow.
And I had illustration. I'm glad that I don't have that anymore because my drawing.
I wish you did.
Yeah. I love reading old stories like that.
My horrible at drawing of stick figures.
So the funny thing is I don't know if you guys remember Zanga.
Yes.
It was like one of the first like blogging like platforms and stuff. Like way back in the like beginning of the 2000s, like 2003, 4, 5. Y'all, I had one and I found it. And y'all, I wrote these most like, I don't know what I was going through at the time, but I had like posted about fake friendship poems and all kind of stuff. And I read it and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like the cringiest thing. And I had to call my best friend and I was like, I found our Zangas. I found them. And I was like on the phone with her reading the stuff we would post on each other's page. And we just had like the time of our lives giggling at our 12 selves. It was hilarious.
Wow.
That's so funny. I love reading old stuff that I wrote because it's sort of like a window back into your past of where your head was at.
And it shows how better your brain's gotten since then.
That part.
Yeah.
What about you, Nicole? How'd you get started and what inspired you?
So, I think I started writing in early middle school, so like when I was 10 or 11. And I was a big bookworm. Like, I was reading Miss College level before I was done elementary school. That's how much I was into reading. And what inspired my writing was that I was bullied by almost my entire school, and I mentally couldn't handle it. And I was in a really dark place, so I figured writing would be better than, harming myself or taking on others instead.
Right.
Yeah. It's so. I was.
So that makes me have a question for all of us on the screen. As writers, I'm curious to know, were we all bullied at some point in time? Because I was.
Yes.
Okay, so we were all okay. I was wondering if that was like a common writer trait. Like you get bullied, so you're like, forget this, I'm about to write. And I'm about to create a world where people love me, or characters like me, or people like me, a place where I'm safe from the rest of the world. That's part of what I created for. That's part of what I wrote. Like, I wrote this girl who had like this big brother that was super close to her and very protective of her, because that's what I imagined of my big brothers when they lived with their mom and away from me, that they would be that way about me. So like I tried to create this world that I wanted to be my reality. Yeah. So I was just curious if that was a thing.
I feel like writing is such a more positive outlet than what Nicole had, like either hurting yourself or hurting others.
Yep, that's so true.
I agree.
Yeah, I feel like books are also a good escape too from reality.
Yep, absolutely.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, I used to like I grew up on 3 acres of land, and so my grandmother, when she was tired of us because she was raising 5 of her grandchildren, she would make us all. Oh, Dana's here. I'm so sorry, Dana.
Dana!
Dana's here. Hey!
Hello.
Dana's here for our self-care day.
I thought you were saying in the chat. That's funny. But this is better.
I totally forgot.
I just seen your text message and I was like, oh dang, she's like at the bottom. I gotta scroll. Let me say hi.
But no, I took apart an air conditioning. We have window units in Elijah's room, and so I went ahead and I took apart his window unit and I was cleaning out the coils, and then I looked down and I was like, I did it again. I did it again. I am like the worst self-care friend ever. I apologize.
No worries.
Hey, you know what? You're not the worst because you made it.
Right.
You made it. You were like, even though I'm late, self-care is important. I'm gonna get up here.
Right.
That's right.
And that's what matters. See, that's that cachet spin on things.
That's right. I'm only late if I don't show up, right?
That's right. You're only late if you don't make it.
Right.
Then I'll be like, so y'all, Dana just didn't show up for my stream today. And I'm in my
Dana doesn't like anymore.
Right.
Wow.
No.
That is hilarious. Okay, so let's go through the questions. So someone asked me, do you ever voice your characters out loud when you're writing? Yes, they have complete voices, personalities, attitude problems, everything. Like they come at me sideways when I write something that they just know they wouldn't do. It's a whole thing. A whole thing.
Where'd Dana go?
Oh no.
Dana's like,
why chase your way?
Dana's like, I gotta do something real quick.
Yeah, shut the door.
So that was a good question. Let's see. I also got, are you always so comfortable with being in front of the camera during live streams? Okay, so let me explain, y'all. I pretend that all of y'all are my close friends. Not super duper close, because I don't tell y'all secrets, but close enough that I'm like,
here.
hey y'all, how y'all doing today? So then it's like, it's so much easier, because then it's like I'm having a conversation with friends and not like, I have to be on 10 and be on 10 the entire time because I have to entertain these people who are watching. You know, that's a little much for me. I can't handle that. I don't want to be that way. So then it's like, hi, these are my friends that I see every week and we get to chit chat. This is like my social hour. That's how I like think of it. And then for the writing sprints, it's kind of like, hey, these are a group of friends and we all like to do the same thing. So we come together to support each other and write. So that kind of helps me be more like loose and stuff on screen if that is a thing.
That's a good way to view it.
Yeah, Nicole can attest to this. When I did my first video on YouTube, I was like super nervous. Then once the camera turned on, I was fine. So like, I think part of it too, like something just comes over you, like almost like it's a performance, and then once you turn the camera off, you can relax.
Yeah, but help
Right.
out your camerawoman that was making you laugh all the time.
That's true.
Oh yeah, no, or you could be like me and burst into song every 5 seconds and then you have to edit out yourself laughing at you singing everything. Y'all saw that announcement video. There were like 5 songs that y'all didn't even see make it. Like that's how much singing I was doing. And I was just like, oh, Cache, can you just not sing? But apparently,
Nope. Never gonna happen.
When you go
apparently I
back,
cannot.
yeah, when you go back to my YouTube channel and look at when I first started, I think it's pretty obvious that I'm nervous because I have a lot of tics and there's a lot of cuts. And when I first started streaming, before I would turn the camera on, I would have to make silly faces and oh yeah, oh it was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. But now I'm just like, here we are. We're doing this together. But still, to this day, like if I'm by myself, every now and again, you'll see me. All right. Anyway, now I'm talking to myself. Let's go. Let's do this again.
Yeah, I feel like for me, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I feel like for me, like, to prepare for videos, I'll be singing along to like Disney or musicals and be like, okay, all the nerves are on. I can record now.
So for me, one of my things that since I've joined the AutoTube community that I try to do is I'm quick to be like, do you want to stream with me? For people who I see want to stream, because what I've realized is the hardest part is getting into it and feeling comfortable. And so like I like to like talk to people before we get on camera. So then it's like by the time we get on camera, there's chemistry between us and we're laughing and we're joking. Because like I was super nervous when I streamed with Becca. I was like, I don't know what's going on. She has like so many subscribers. Like it's gonna be so many people in the comments. And so like when we talked about doing it, I was like, could we get on a little bit before and just like chit chat? And by the time we got on screen, we're laughing and joking, and her mom has adopted me and everything. Like it was so much fun.
Yeah, that was
But,
like
like,
when we streamed Meadow. We were talking beforehand too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. I was like, I had so much fun.
Oh my god.
And yeah, no, it was awesome. It was awesome. And I think that is one thing that I think that as more up there author tubers don't necessarily do as much. And I think that that's something that we could like improve on as a group is like helping others like kind of get their feet wet and everything. Because honestly, I love seeing more people stream. I love knowing that there are more people writing and there are more people making videos. Like I love it. It makes me excited because I'm like, man, there are so many other people who are on this same journey that I'm on. Like it's just really, I don't know, it's just dope to me, y'all. Like I love meeting writers. I love seeing other people's processes and journeys. Like it makes me happy.
Yeah, me too.
I think like the first initial contact, because you really don't know the person, can be a little hit or miss. And especially like you're saying, if you don't make contact before the stream, like if you connect and you go live, then it's kind of like, well, I have no idea who you are, but we're gonna make it till we make it.
Yeah, and then it might get that far on you during the stream.
Yeah. So I think that's always essential. You want to make at least like 10 or 15 minutes contact prior to.
Right. Me, I'm a 30, 45 minute person. Like we gonna talk. You gonna get to know Cache's personality, so you know like, is she gonna vibe with me? Because I can be very quiet and but I'm a pretty big personality, and so you know that can be overwhelming for people sometimes. So I don't ever want to make anybody uncomfortable. Like I always want to make sure if someone's streaming with me, they feel comfortable with me.
Right.
So yeah, like that's my thing. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Sorry, I was turning my fan on too. It's hot in here.
Man, I understand. If y'all got to turn on fans, air conditioning, whatever, I completely understand. So I had a few people ask me questions about my Altitude platform. So someone asked, what made you start your Altitude platform? And then someone says, looking back on your Altitude experience so far, what has been the best and worst part of the journey? So for those two questions, so what made me want to start was accountability and chronicling. I wanted to be able to go back and see my growth. And I thought that making videos would be the best way to do it. So I was like, even if no one else watches my videos, I can have this backlog to go back and see what all I've done. It's also why I started blogging, to see like how my writing progressed as far as being a poet, as far as like writing content. The best and worst experiences, the best experiences have been the support. It has been amazing, the support that I've gotten from people. I have loved that so very much. Just people who are like, oh my gosh, like I love when you talk about your stories. I want to hear more. People who are encouraging me to finish that draft. People who are encouraging me to write blog posts. Like the support is the best part.
And you get bonus points if you make her cry.
Yeah, because there's been quite a few people who have made me
Nice
cry,
one.
like with their testimonials or with supporting me, like through supporting my logo business. Like any of those things are like huge for me. The worst experience I've had was there was this person who we shall not name because I'm not going to give that person any hype, that
Right.
decided to use a racial slur in their videos.
Ooh.
That was one of
Not
the worst experiences I had in Altitude. It honestly made me consider leaving the Altitude group on Facebook. It really kind of rocked me. And it was like one of those things that the person to me was trying to push the envelope and see how much they could get away with. It also opened my eyes to people who might present themselves to be friendly to me, but still have different things about themselves that are not exactly friendly towards me and my skin tone. So there were people who, like, when he made those videos, who didn't realize we were paying attention to their comment. So like I saw when people were like, "Oh, it's just a word. Oh, it's just a thing." People need
No,
to
it's
get
more
out
than
there.
a word. It's
And
insult.
it's like, nah, it's more than a word. It's more than a thing. Like it's a thing. And so it kind of let me know who I could trust and who I could not trust, like who might have good intentions for me and who might not. So as it was a bad experience, it still was a learning experience. And for
right.
me, that's what I always want to make everything, no matter what the experience is, if I can learn from it and learn how to better hold on to things. Yeah, that was a thing. That was a thing. So I see people asking. So yes, there's an Altitude group on Facebook. It's hashtag Altitubers. The moderators are what
Alexa
there's
Dunn. Alexa Dunn's one of them, and
Alexa
then
Dunn,
I don't remember who the
the other
original.
young lady's name,
Yeah.
but yeah.
And I feel bad that I can't remember her name because she's the one that actually started the
Right,
group.
but she's
Right.
not in there constantly, so I
Right.
can't like think of her name.
Right.
But she comes off as a sweet personality, so I'm not saying anything negative about her. I just can't think of her name right now. But yeah, so the group in itself is a great group. There's a lot of good conversation. There's a lot of things that you can learn from other Altitubers. So I'm not talking down on the group at all. Someone just asked me about my experience, so I wanted to make sure that I was honest about it, because that is something that you guys expect from me, to be honest. Lily Mead, there we go. Lily, that's her name.
Hey.
Hey, Lily, that's her name. And
I was like, y'all don't want to
is
ask me. I'm
also
terrible with
moderator.
names.
I
You
know
say that
Dory.
again?
Oh, I said
Yeah,
you don't want
Jenna
to
is
ask
a mod and Lily
me.
made the group, right? I'm sorry, Lauren. Say that again. I didn't mean to talk over you.
I was talking over you. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was
You're fine.
even though I'm in that group, like you don't want to ask me who's the moderator because I'm terrible with names.
Yeah,
Especially
right.
What else is new?
I was there when the group first originated, which I thought was totally awesome. And the vision of the group when it first originated was an amazing group. And there have been so many like communities that have evolved inside the group. So I think that it's a wonderful place to meet and get to know each other and everything. Yeah. So I think it was a really great place, and that's where I met a lot of the author tubers that I know now. But I'm not as active in the group as I used to be.
Yeah, I used to be more active when I was on Facebook, but y'all know I think Facebook is the devil. So I don't be on Facebook like that. You know,
Oh, Laura, your
y'all know
practice is here.
her self-care. Social
Yeah,
media is not on the list of things Cachet cares about. Y'all know that. Like
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
all about
shit.
taking time away. I'm all about taking
here
time.
today.
Huh?
Our dad's home.
Ah, okay.
Yay.
Yeah, I understand. I understand.
Is that a bad thing?
Another reason we have these self-care days so that we can take time away from those things that stress us F out.
Dads, sometimes, if dads work at night, I understand you got to keep it nice and quiet in the house, and
Right.
that's what happens
All right,
when you
y'all.
live
So
in a
it's getting that time where we update people on what our coloring looks like. So this is my ducky. I've made the grass blue because that's a thing in the Lisa Frank world, and the duckies are purple.
Aww.
That is so
The clouds
pretty.
are orange. It's a whole thing. It's a whole.
I'm doing my cat butt.
I love it.
I love that.
Yeah, my
That
husband
is-
got me this wonderful coloring book. So
I love
I
that.
love it. I love it.
Yeah, Lauren's got the coloring book.
All the little
I have mine on
hearts
my iPad.
surrounding the cat booty is cute. Just all the hearts surrounding the cat booty makes me laugh.
Oh, how funny. I do that, and it's so funny because that's like the exact way that most people see the cat.
I know.
Here you go.
100%. They're like, here's my butt.
I want you to look at my tush. Look at
Yeah.
it. Look at it.
I always know. I'll be like, you're getting a little lazy there, lady, because the first thing she does, she gets up on her cat tower and she stretches and she's like, here's my tush, Mom. And I'm like, you need a bath. You need a bath. Go do that.
Everybody's talking about your coloring book. OMG, that is the best coloring book. That's hysterical. Oh, yeah, I want a cat butt coloring book. Look at it.
Yeah, you don't need coloring book, didn't you, Lauren?
I did. I don't have a duck in here to color it on.
Brittany said, why do cats like to show their tail ends when we're on video chat?
Oh my God.
I think more attention.
I was going to say, I have a lot of vlogs with Snake's butthole in it.
Oh, yeah.
Snake is too cute, though. Like, Snake is adorable.
He wants to show me my butt. So.
Honestly, so like Snake was the first AuthorTube cat like I fell for it. Because I was watching all your vlogs and I was just like, he's just the cutest little thing. And my favorite part of watching your vlogs was watching the care that you were taking because of how allergic he was to the things inside of the RV. And one, I know you were super stressed making coverings for everything. I was watching. And I was like mentally rooting you on the whole time. And then when you did the video and you see you see Snake running across everything because he can finally enjoy stuff, it was the best thing ever.
Oh my
It was
God.
the best thing. And it was awesome. Because y'all know Cachet is allergic to cats, so she's not the biggest cat fan, but Snake was like the one to like, oh, he's too cute.
I know we were talking about that because I'm allergic to cats and dogs as well, but it's just, through circumstance, I ended up with 2 cats that have passed now, but I had them for 19 years, And when you have allergies to pets, because usually it's both, like, but it's a more extreme for the other, like I'm more allergic to dogs, even though I love dogs so much. But that's why I can have cats, because I am allergic, but it's not as bad. You know what I mean? And you develop a resistance to it. Like if I scratch Snake and then by accident touch my eye, then, my eye is like, and red, crying. But, so yeah, it's hard with allergies, because it's like you just love the little fur babies and you want to ignore the fact that you're allergic to them.
Yeah, our eldest sister is allergic to all animals, and she has a dog and 5 birds.
Exactly. You can't help it. It's like I can't help it. I want a dog someday, and it's like, and I'm totally allergic, but I'm like, someday. I think poodles, though, are the ones that are hypoallergenic. There are dogs that are hypoallergenic, so I might go for one of those or something.
The poodles, they're considered hypoallergenic, and it's because their curls are so tight. But you've got to take them. You've got to either bathe them regularly, or you have to take them to groomers, because it traps all the dandruff against their body, and then it can create hot spots and other dermatitis issues. Yeah. So even though they're better for people with allergies, they've come with more maintenance. Yeah, they definitely.
That makes sense.
That's it. My husband.
Y'all can't say poodles don't look high maintenance. They look high maintenance.
They do.
They look like they require a bit of work.
Yeah, they are. My husband, he was like, yeah, I'm allergic to cats, and I thought, okay, everybody's allergic to cats, right? And I had a cat, and the kids had this cat since they were little, and I was like, okay, well, the cat's coming, so if you want me, you got to take the cat as well. Less than 24 hours of the cat moving into his house, he was having respiratory distress, and I was like, crap. Oh my God. So we tried everything. We tried the allergy shampoo, we tried everything, and he was like, it finally got to the point where I was like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to make you suffer anymore. The cat went to live at my mom's house. But now we have a yard cat, and over the last 5 years, he's gotten used to her, and so the allergy has, it's kind of down a little bit. And then Shira, my daughter, has a Bengal. And at first I was like, well, how is the Bengal going to live in the house if you're allergic to the cats? They don't have the same pelt as a house cat. They have more of a wild cat pelt. And so, he's not allergic to her at all.
Wow.
I mean, it was,
that's good.
Yeah. I was like, this is insane. So it's through his allergy, I've actually learned so much more about the different types of fur, the different skin. Yeah. I mean, it's just
crazy.
Like the hairless cats cause less allergy because they don't I guess they don't shed their skin as much as long-haired cats do. So I was like, holy cow.
I know that. I was always tempted with those, but then it's like they're expensive. I mean, honestly, I've never had a breed of anything. You know what I mean? I've always just adopted or rescued. So they're mutts or whatever you call them. But
they're expensive.
I love my mutt. I love my mutt. I wouldn't trade my mutts for anything.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. I'm like, mutts are fabulous.
I think her sister, her first dog was pure. It was what, 2 grams?
Yeah, it's expensive. It's so expensive.
And then the second one was a rescue from a puppy mill.
Oh.
We had Mary join us. Hi, Mary. How are you today? Okay, I'm trying to make sure I get through the questions that y'all asked. Let's see. Okay, so here's some things that people asked about my writing. What comes first for you when you're putting together a story? Characters, plot, etc. What's your favorite way to outline? What is a genre or type of book you want to write but are scared to writing? How do you come up with your story idea? Okay, so
Those are good ones.
right. Okay, so I come up with a lot of short story ideas during these streams, right? So, Penelopes Curve actually came up while we were walking our dogs. We were walking, me and my boyfriend were walking the dogs, and there is this curve on the trail, and it was just dark enough with the clouds covering the sun that it looked super creepy and like overgrown. And I was like, oh, I don't have my phone. Boyfriend, take a picture real quick and send me the word Penelopes Curve. Just send it to me.
Ooh.
And that's all I had. And that's what I started off with, right? And so I brought it up during the stream. And from everybody talking, we went from Penelopes Curve to Penelope being a ghost, to Penelope being a man-eating ghost, to Penelope being a chef. And then I wrote the entire story during the 10K Sunday live stream.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
That's how that came. The Devil Works at Olive Garden. That came from let's see.
When I heard you guys talking about The Devil Works at Olive Garden, I thought it was a joke. I really did. I was like, that is so funny, The Devil Working at Olive Garden. And then it actually turned out to be a thing. And I was like, that's going to be cool.
Yeah, so the devil, I want to say, hold on, I'll go and read y'all like titles for short stories that I've come up with since being a part of this community. Give me a second. I'll just let y'all in on little stuff y'all don't even know about.
Win.
Okay, so another one that happened was the paper slut and smooth pen. Nostril control. Raccoon trigger warnings.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Yo,
These are all things. These are all story ideas that like happened since I've been a part. So we have The Devil Works at Olive Garden, The Day That Death Dumped Me, Dorian and the Woman in Red. Like these are all ideas that have come from streams that I've been on and I've started writing. So yeah, that is one. What was the other question? Let me see. Let me go back. Let's go back to the blogging. Okay, so then what comes first? So a lot of times characters come first. So Penelope came first for Penelopes Curve. For The Devil Works at Olive Garden, the devil came first, and the type of bartender I wanted him to be. For Jesus Never Went to College, I actually came up with those characters based off of short story ideas that I had. And the characters came first, and then their stories came. So for me, a lot of times characters come first. What else do we have? What genre or type of book do you want to write? Okay, so I would love to write a supernatural fiction book, like Angel and Demon Warfare. That's what Frank Peretti writes a lot of, and he's my favorite author. And so I really, really want to write that. But I'm super scared that it's going to come off too much like his because of how much I love his. So I have never started a story like that because I'm so nervous about it. But it is what I really want to write. Like I really want to write a story like that. But I'm super
should.
I think you should try it, and then like have somebody read your stuff and their stuff and see if like your fear is legit. Because sometimes like we read someone that we really, really like and we want to write like them, it doesn't really come out exactly like them.
Right.
Okay, so there's some
that's a good idea. You're right. I think that's a great idea.
I think there's some famous, like some author has a quote, like a really famous quote about that like we all come up with like the same ideas, but because you are an individual writer, it will always be different. You know, like even if like 10 authors have the same essentially seed.
Right, the same story concept, it's going to be different based on the styles.
Because you look at like something like Star Wars, you know, there's movies that were created, you know, that people always compare it to. I forgot the name of it, but it was like, you know, the story's almost identical, you know, and it's just like, or even like, you know, Lion King and Hamlet, and like, you know, there's so many things that are the same story-wise, but they're told so differently that sometimes you don't even notice because you love both so equally. So I think,
Right.
especially if you came up with your own idea, then it already will be different.
Right.
You know, it's not like you're taking one of his stories and turning, you know what I
Right.
mean? Like rewriting it or something.
Right. Definitely not doing that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be like, oh, this is a story I came up with on my own. No.
I can't remember who. I know that we were in a group and we were live streaming. This was probably about a year ago, and I had made a comment about how I get nervous about talking about my story ideas because I don't want anyone to take them. And then another writer said there are no such thing as original ideas. It's just how
because the wheel's already been done.
Right. And I was like, and it kind of goes along with what you were saying, because all 5 of us could sit down and write the same concept of a story, but each one of us is going to have a different style of writing or how we tell our stories or something.
Exactly.
Or how we treat our characters or the world.
Yeah. The only time I'm like cautious, and this is just because I have had things stolen from me, is that when you have like a concept that, yes, I'm sure if you scour like all of stories, you can find it something similar. But if you actually have like a high concept that really hasn't been done, you know, in terms of, you know, like I'm trying to think of like a movie idea like that had that, you know, where it's like you don't.
So like when The Matrix came out.
Yeah, like something like The Matrix, where it was just something different and new, and it was a different spin on things. Yes, if you can find things that are similar in the past, but again, this is probably coming more from the entertainment industry rather than the book industry, because that's the only place where it's happened to me. Where it's just, you have to be so careful. So yeah, in some ways, yes, you're right. It is so true. Like we were just talking about, you know, they can tell something so different. But I do feel like you're safer in the book world than you are in like screenplays or TV shows, because if they come up with a concept and then you have something similar, yours is done. They're not going to make it.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So you have to be so private about it, you know, because it's like, oh crap, if they get word, oh wait, so and so, like, remember in the 90s when they had like 3 Musketeers movies that were coming out? And then they played all these politics where that the Disney rented out like all of the costumes of that period so that the other production couldn't make
Chinese own.
Yeah, and it's like, so they play these dirty games so that they'll be the only one, but then they were starting to do it anyway. Tombstone, Wyatt Earp, you know, all these movies were like doubles, and it just wasn't working. And so I know it's a different beast, and so you do have to be careful, especially if you have an idea that's like, you're like, oh, this one's a good one. Like this one, like, I know, like, no one's done this, you know, I can't think of any, you know, that kind of thing. But yeah.
I am
so
very...
one thing real quick. So Samantha beat me to this because I was just going to say this. So in August, we are going to do a stream where we have one prompt and everybody writes from that same prompt to see how different our stories are. Ooh. It's happening. Like, I had that idea, and then I saw Samantha's comment, and I was like, she's reading my mind. Okay, that. Go ahead, Dave. My bad. Go ahead, Dave.
Oh, how fun. Oh, I was just going to say, yeah, I am very private about my story ideas for the same reason. Like, I'm just, you know, I'm like, because, yes, I get you. We are speaking the same.
Because you just
I'm the same way. I'm like Lauren.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, especially if you've come up with even if it is something that like has been done, but you come up with your own spin on it that is original. Right. That is like gold. And if anyone hears it, they can take it. Especially when you're on a YouTube channel and they randomly run across you. Because I know when I worked in TV, my job as an assistant was to watch videos, was to read blog posts, you know, and see what I could get, you know, and what inspires me for episodes.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like there are people's jobs that are to look and find story ideas.
Yeah.
Right.
They get a feed from your idea. They're like, ooh, and again, because they're a different writer, they will come up with their own spin on it. But if it's too similar, then you could be screwed, and then they might not, like, theirs becomes huge because they have the contacts, and yours goes nowhere.
Yeah.
So be safe.
And they do. I mean, they do the same thing in the writing community. I mean, we are writers, but we're also readers. We're also watching what's going on in the publishing world. We're watching, you know, what's hot, because if you start to pay attention to what's happening, you start noticing cycles and how, you know, so if you're going to write a summer story, you don't want to necessarily publish it in the summertime. So during the summertime, you're looking for ideas of, you know, what to write next season or whatever the case may be. Yeah. So, and yes, there are always people watching. And I used to think that it was a little bit of me just like being overly paranoid. Yeah. And then I had an experience where I shared an idea, and the idea was taken, and it was, someone did very well with it, and I was like, well, I mean, now that you've already done this, what's the point of me doing it too? Because it's done. So
and if you have a connection with that person, they're just automatically going to think that you took it. I remember one time I was working, I had written, my cousin was an editor on Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. It was a TV show. Like, it was a movie first, but then it was a TV show. And he and he was like, write a script and I'll give it to the producers. So I was like, okay, cool. So I wrote a script and I made it so that the young boy, that he was the lead in that particular episode, and I gave it to him. And he's like, oh man, the producers really love it, but I guess the actor was causing problems, so they didn't want to give him a full episode. We're like, oh, okay, no problem. I didn't think about it, never thought about it again. And then 3 years later, I'm working for a casting agent, and she's doing all the extras casting for the show Even Stevens. Right. And so she's like, you know, you should write an episode and maybe I can get it to the producers. So I was like, okay. So I was thinking, you know, maybe I'll recycle the same idea, right? His kid, his older sister, same dynamic, you know. So she gave me a handful of scripts to read, you know, so I can get an idea of the voices and everything. I read one of the scripts that was made, you know, the year before. It was my script.
What?
They literally changed the name. And they just, the same producers took my Honey, I Shrunk the Kids thing and literally turned it into an Even Stevens episode.
That's
and
not
I was
right.
just like, I brought in my script and compared the two. I'm all like, it was the same dialogue, the same description. They just took the script. They just didn't even bother anything. They just took it. I was like,
Which is not good.
Wow.
it was crazy. So it's just, it happens all the time. So, I mean, it wasn't a big deal because I wrote that script in like a day, but it was one of those things that just kind of opened your eyes of like, you know what, it was sitting around. There really was no way to contact me, and they probably thought I'd never watched the show, which is true. So, you know, if I hadn't been working for that casting agent, I never would have known, ever. Right. And they know it. They know it. They know they can get away with it. And they did.
That is crazy.
That's why you need to guard your heart. Guard everything.
Guard it and register your script with if you can't afford to do the copyright office, just register it with the Writers Guild. It costs $20.
Me and Lauren did that with script. Don't we, Lauren?
Yeah, you can do it with scripts. You can do it with books. You can do it with the concepts. Like, I've registered one-page concepts before.
Oh,
just so you know, like, if you think you have like a really good idea and you don't even know if you have time to write it, you know, just write it down in like a, you know, one-page breakdown and register it. I mean, what does it hurt? You know what I mean? At least you're safe.
Right. No, like, now that you're saying that doesn't. Right. So, like, even with Jesus never went to college, I'm sure someone has written about Christians going to college. Pretty sure that's happened millions of times over. But I'm looking at it from a different perspective. Absolutely. I'm incorporating it into this time frame because there are not necessarily a lot of books about Black Christians being raised in the time of Trump.
That's true.
Right.
If people are afraid to write it.
Right, that's a different thing.
Absolutely.
Like, so I wanted to talk about something that was different. And for on the topic of being careful about what you do, I had already decided when I started my platform that there were going to be books that I talked about that I wrote on my platform, and I was okay with that. But I knew that there were going to be things that I wrote that I was never going to let see
Later.
so that nobody knew about it but the people that I trusted, the people that are in my critique groups, those things. Because I wanted to be very, very careful about it. But I wanted to make sure that when I did my YouTube videos, that I gave a journey of some kind. Like, I didn't want to be like, oh, I'm writing something, but not talk about what I was writing. I wanted to have some level of transparency, but I also wanted to have some level of protection for me and my works. So I think it's interesting that like hearing it from people who have done it longer than I have and have been doing it, that is the right kind of mindset to have, to be willing to share, but also be aware that things can happen when you do.
No, absolutely.
Like, I think I need to be a better sharer of what I write, because I literally am like, yes, I'm writing a book. Next.
I'll give like title and I give like kind of like hints a little bit, but when I think about it, I'm like, no one knows what this book is about, and I guess that's good. I guess maybe, I don't know.
Right. Or
for me, I'll either do like the concept, or I'll do one character and be like, that's it. You have to wait till it's done.
Yeah. Like, I get a lot of people who are like, well, what is it about? And I'm like, oh, adults who do adult things. And you'll have to read it. Yeah. But it's great. It's fabulous. It reminds me of, like, Across the Universe, how the circus with the blue people and the guy's like trying to describe it, but he's not giving a full description. Right. He's like, it's magnificent. Just come. Yeah. Or like with what was the other one? The Moulin Rouge, when they're trying to get the count to invest, and they're just kind of throwing out words. That's me. But what's it about? You'll see when it's done.
Well, see, this is the tricky thing, though, is that when it comes time, because I do the same thing. And so when it comes time to pitch, like when you're done, you're registered, you're safe, and then it's like, it's like I'm so out of practice of like what it's about that I have to like try and figure out a way to do it in like one sentence that'll get people excited, and then I find like I can't even do that. So I don't know, it's hard.
Yeah, Lauren has that problem.
And instead of having to come up with a sentence, you just pick a title. So Jesus never went to college. Y'all want to know what it's about?
Yeah, title is really good. Yeah, I was actually talking. Where was I talking about this? I think was it on another. I can't remember. But anyway, so if I'm repeating myself, I'm so sorry. But like on like the show Warehouse 13, right?
I remember that show.
Okay, so it was the like greatest pitch of all time, because she relied on the fact that people have seen Raiders of the Lost Ark, the Indiana Jones movie.
Right.
And so going in, she's like, okay, remember at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark, the warehouse where they put the Ark, which if you think about is just like in the movie, it's really just like, oh, it's so sad that it's just in this warehouse. You know what I mean? You don't think about it as anything. You just think, oh, it's just being packaged away. But she took the idea that people were so familiar with of that warehouse. She's like, what if all the artifacts in there have magic? And what about the people that work at that warehouse and how they have to get these artifacts? And suddenly people in the room were like, oh, so she took Raiders of the Lost Ark, which is obviously not something she wrote or had anything to do with. And she went into a room knowing people are attached to that movie, knowing people love that movie, and turned it into something totally different, but really cool, like extra cool. Because then now you're thinking about, oh, what else is in that warehouse? You know what I mean?
Right.
And so it's interesting that you can actually get inspiration, like we were talking about, from very popular, movies and TV shows. spin it in such a way that not only can you use it for your pitch, but it ends up being a very popular TV show. So it's, you know, it's always like a dance, I think, with what you give and what way and what you don't.
Absolutely.
So Mary said from the copy of her Big Magic book, it says most things have already been done, but they have not yet been done by you.
That exactly.
I
Oh,
think
is that
that's
the quote? Yeah, I think that's the
Yeah.
quote. I love that.
Is that
Yeah.
the quote? Yeah, I think that's amazing. I love it. Jocelyn says, having to describe what your book is about to some stranger or friend is the weirdest, most awkward feeling.
It is.
Because you're like, how much of it do I give away?
Right.
You can't tell what they're interested in. So it's like, you know,
Right.
it's like when you think you're giving away this great moment and sentence and they're just looking at you like, and?
Yeah.
Camille said, all writers have to learn advocacy for themselves. Ultimately, we are the ones who own the property and must protect it. That's very true. I
Yeah,
agree
no,
with
it's so true.
Yeah. I know. I always stumble on my words when people ask me, what is your book about? I'm like, well,
I know. Even when you're
I
ready.
don't know.
Write this. What is it about?
Yeah. You have to feel out your audience.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah.
oh,
That's it. That's exactly it. You have to feel out your audience. Yeah. So I was always terrified to do pitch rooms. Oh my Lord. Because most of the people that you're pitching to are not creative people.
I
So
think
Brenda
that's
has issued a challenge. Write your book blurb using only the 1,000 most common words in the English language.
Oh God.
But
What? Wait.
Mm-hmm.
What's your book blurb using the 1,000 most common words?
it would sound like, so like this book is woke, and I would have to learn a new language just to be able to do that.
I know. You'd have to
So,
actually know what those 1,000 most common words are.
I'm
Yeah.
not about doing that this month, but I'm so up for all these challenges for August. August is going to be the challenge month.
Woohoo!
Oh, I like that idea.
Ooh.
August is going to be the challenge month. Like, I'm going to take the first week off, and then we're going to do some challenges. Like, I'm with it. I'm so with it. I think that would be fun. What I've liked is I'm doing the Camp Nano or Not Instagram challenge, and it's helped me figure out a lot of things with Project Alyssa.
Ooh.
And it's helped a lot for me as far as trying to figure out what I want to do next. Oh, Trap is here, and I want to say I saw Kat earlier, and I think I missed it. So Kat, I think I saw you. I think it did. Catalea was here, I'm pretty sure. Let me see. I don't want to miss the comment.
Wait, come back.
Come back. Kat, are you there? Oh, and Yaz was here. Hannity's here. Y'all, I'm sorry. On Crochet Chit Chat Day, it's hard for me to see everybody because I'm legit on the streams chit chatting. So, yeah. All right, so I'm going to start putting together the artwork for August Challenge Month, and we'll have this thing going. Yaz changed his profile, his avatar. It's a new avatar.
Nice.
Very cool.
Using well-known things is really good marketing strategy. Example, saying it's aliens mixed with the Martian with you automatically can picture that. That's right.
Yep.
Johnson says, I'm looking forward to the August challenge month. Smith says, ooh, I need to do that today, Cache. Thanks for reminding me. You are welcome. Oh, you're woke. Yay.
No woke.
What's your favorite number? I'll tell you what the word is. 420. That's my favorite number.
I wonder why.
Oh, you have a list? Is there an actual list?
You said what back then?
I was saying, is there an actual list? Like, is like
I
think
think
thing.
actual
Okay, I didn't know that.
If there's an
There seems
actual
to be a
list,
list for
let us
everything.
know so that we can link it. I'll link it in the description box of this video.
Oh.
So
Yeah, I'm curious as to what those words
that
are.
would be fun, right? That would be a fun challenge. So what I think I'll do is I'll just create a video of all the challenges for August and then drop it on the 1st, and then
Nice.
everybody can, and then and that'll be it. And then I'll just be like, I'm tagging everybody in there.
Look at Shay trying to think of everybody.
I am. I'm thinking of everybody.
Yeah, she is. Everyone's still welcome.
Yes.
Everybody's tag. Y'all, this is the first time I've colored almost an entire picture in one stream.
Nice.
Like usually the background is
Yeah.
is the one thing that I don't get colored, and the background is even colored.
I am definitely a multiple stream colorer. I always pick these very busy pictures.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to finish this one. But it is very relaxing.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? I bet you sitting there like, why don't I do this more often?
I am. Like, I think Stefan bought these for me like 7 months ago, and I really never planned on opening them. So I was like, oh.
Allie says, I'm doing that challenge too. When I saw your post, I need to post today's date. Yeah, I need to post today's too. Oh, guess what 420 word was? The 420th word was rest. What is that? Y'all know I believe in signs, right? So on Becca's channel, when she pulled a card, she pulled, well, it was either a buffalo or a bison.
It was a buffalo.
I live in Ohio, so there's that. We picked 420 on Self-Care Saturday, and the word is rest. Like, is that not crazy?
No.
Samara joined us. Yay! She's away. That's awesome.
Gotta get those naps in.
Right.
I was gonna say I really have enjoyed the coloring, and when I get stressed out, oh, that is real pretty.
Ooh,
Yeah, my
yeah.
ducky.
Oh, I love it. Oh my
Yeah.
God, they're so
My
cute.
ducky. My duckies. My duckies. My duckies. My duckies. Those my duckies.
Quack, quack.
Oh, this is awesome. I got a whole page color, and that like never happened. So now I can actually like focus on the question.
Whoop, whoop.
I know, right? So let's see what else people ask. Okay. So I have some questions about books. What draws you in as a reader? What are your thoughts on reading, writing series fiction?
Ooh.
Serious
So,
fiction?
Like
series.
nonfiction?
Series. SERIS.
Okay.
So things that draw me in as a reader are questions. Like when I'm reading and it's like I can't figure out what's gonna happen next, I keep reading because unfortunately for me, I like to guess the ending before it happens. And I'm like, ooh, I can tell this is gonna connect with this and this is gonna connect. Like I'm always like, ooh, like when I do my critique groups, I'm like, is this leading? Am I supposed to pull on to this? Was I supposed to catch this? Is this a little tidbit for later? Like I'm always asking questions like that, and I feel like my friends are like, "Actually, just read the story and wait till you get there."
Shay, you're not the only one.
It's gonna happen. Just
I
read.
do that too when there's a cliffhanger. 'Cause I'm like, but how did it end? Don't tease me. I want to know.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I
so
start reading mysteries. Is like, let me 2 chapters in and be like, I know this ends. Why am I still reading it?
Oh man, I used to love figuring out Nancy Drew's mystery before Nancy Drew did.
I know, right?
I was like, yep, I know who took the clock. I know who hid it in the hidden staircase. I know, Nancy. I know. So as far as reading, go ahead.
If I can see what the ending's going to be too early in the book, I get frustrated and I put it down.
Right, and you're like, why am I still reading that?
Right.
See, so
I do the
for
same.
me, I have to know that I did. So like I can think I'm gonna know. I don't like it till I get to the end and I realize I'm right, and then I get mad.
Okay, yeah, because I'm like, if I can guess
one
it,
of the only movies that didn't happen in that I didn't get mad, I just was Gone Girl. Like I knew I knew. So, spoiler alert. I don't care. Spoiler, spoiler, spoiler. If you haven't seen it or read it, close your ears right now. Okay? KKK. So, Gone Girl. Yeah, I knew that girl wasn't dead. I knew she wasn't dead. It just was like, really? You doing too much. This don't make no sense. This girl ain't dead. But yo, I didn't know she was that crazy. That I did not know. I am psycho, and that caught me by surprise, and I loved it. I was like, ooh. And so, because I liked the movie and how awful Ben Affleck was, because of that, I'm reading the book. I'm listening to the audiobook with my boyfriend, and y'all, I'm actually beefing with him because we had 13 hours left in the story, and now somehow he only has 2 hours left. He decided to without me, so I feel some type of way.
Oh,
He
That's
wouldn't
not
have
cool.
ended.
Right. It's really good though. It is really good. I like it. I do think her method of storytelling is so different from me because of the way she switches point of views and then the tenses of the point of views. But I do like it. I find it interesting. So Johnson says like series fiction or serial fiction. So it said series, so not serial. So with series fiction, I love series. I'm a big fan of series. I have the Percy Jackson, the Pretty Little Liars, the series of unfortunate events, the Left Behind series. Like I'm a series person. I like that. I like it. I thought it was like I think they're interesting, and I like following characters. I like seeing how they progress. Sometimes you fall in love with characters, but they only have one book, and you're like, I really would like to know more about this character, see how they progress. So I'm a fan of series. So I am a fan of that.
Me too. It's like TV shows for me, and I'm definitely more of a fan of TV than movies at this point. I probably wasn't always that way, but
Yeah.
As the last decade or so, it's switched over to TV for me.
It seems like movies are just constant repeats of old.
Yeah.
It's like they're going
Agreed.
through, like a
Like,
decade.
have y'all really run out of that many ideas? And y'all really like
Right.
y'all need to read more books.
I was gonna say
Oh
there's
my
some
god.
it's almost like they're too scared to try new things or something. I don't know, but it
Yeah,
definitely.
because even with like the Disney live action, half of the movies have just literally just been like, with the Lion King, it literally was the animated Disney Lion King.
Right, like you have so much more to work with. You do villains, you do a minor character, you do sidekicks. Like, why are you retelling old stories?
Exactly. Yeah, and I find that there's the interesting new kind of stuff I'm finding in television more than I'm finding in movies.
Right.
And I like the slow progression, like you're talking about with series and books. I like learning about the characters for seasons, you know?
Right.
Right.
Right, I feel like in series you get to know the characters more because there's more time for them to be built up and show changes throughout the series, so it's just one
Sure.
book.
Exactly. But there are some people like
Be
my
right
mom,
back, guys.
Okay.
yeah, there's some people though that are like I know like my mom and stuff. She just loves the one-offs, you know. She wants a completed story. So I know there's a lot of people like that too.
Yeah.
But
I enjoy like Gregory Philippa, I think her name is. She's the one that wrote the White Queen, she went through the White Queen, the Red Queen, the White Princess, the Spanish Princess, and
Right.
it's all based on, it's like historical romance fiction, but it's based off of like the Tudor. I can't remember the other family.
Yeah, I know. I know what
She
you're
knows
talking
what
about.
I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I enjoy those types. It is a series, but each book has its own.
Oh, it's like its own individual thing.
right.
Yes. Like if you would rather hear about Catherine of Aragon, you can read her book. And because you know enough about history, you're kind of like, okay, I understand where I am. You can read it in the series the way that it was written, but you don't have to. And I enjoy those kinds of series because, like, honestly, it's like the Red Queen. I don't care about her. She's an idiot. You know, I want to get to the next one. That might just be my own opinion, but you know, she's a wackadoo. So I enjoy series, but I also enjoy this series where it can be a standalone if you want it to be. You know
Yeah,
what
I
I mean?
like that too.
And
No,
I
we
miss-
mentioned it. It reminded me of a book I read called Moonriders, which is a retelling of the Battle of Troy, but it's an Amazon.
Uh-huh. That would be cool.
Yeah.
I miss the pick your own adventure books.
We were
Yeah.
talking about that when we recorded. Oh,
Yeah.
Before you got on, we were talking about how much those like were amazing.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think
so hold on. There's a question
so-
coming. Let me make sure I'm
Okay. I was gonna say, I think it would be so cool if there was like an adult version of pick your own
Right.
adventure.
You know what just popped into my head? A choose your own adventure book for writers.
Oh.
Oh, that'd be fun.
That could be-
Yeah, don't nobody steal my idea. I'm gonna make it a thing. Don't steal it. Don't steal it.
Sorry.
Camille says Gone Girl was the first Flynn book I read, and I was surprised. Yeah, it's crazy. Camille says I had my first ever idea for a series that will go beyond 3 or 4 books the other day, but it's not my genre. I have to hit up Tamara for cozy mystery tips.
Oh.
Yes,
Go.
Tamara has a video in progress. We need we need you to go ahead, drop that book, sis. Drop that book.
I even though I feel more comfortable writing in specific genres, I think that it's really fascinating when authors can reach out and do a genre that they're not necessarily comfortable with, you know, and then they do it well. That's always a plus.
Ooh, so
Or
that
when
brings
the-
up
Sorry, go ahead.
That's brings up the point. So I wrote Penelopes Curve, and it was my first ever horror short story. And all of you guys on the screen got to read it.
Mhm.
I
And
wouldn't have known that was your first time in the genre.
say
I
that
wouldn't
again.
have thought that. I said based on reading it, I wouldn't have thought that was your introduction into
Yeah.
writing that genre.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. What was I about to say? But it was something that I wanted to do to flex my skills and try something new.
Right.
To try a different genre just to see what I could do. And luckily it turned out really good, so I wasn't like sad and disappointed. But I
Right.
think there is something said about like stepping out of your comfort zone just a little bit to try something. Like if you're a novel writer, trying short stories. If you're a short story writer, trying a poem, or trying different genres and different topics. I think there is something great about that as authors, about spreading your writing fingertips a little bit.
Right, and sometimes your collaborator will make you write something you're not used to or comfortable with. Right, Laura?
I don't know what you're talking about.
So I have some questions about my plans. So someone asked, what are your plans as an author? What is your one author dream you would like to come true in 5 years?
Wow.
Self-published or traditionally published. So I plan to be a hybrid author. I plan to publish self-published and traditionally published. I have multiple pen names that I plan on using, so I want to see how that goes. As far as my plans as an author, my overall biggest goal is to end up on the banned book list. Yeah, I want to write a book that challenges people's current thought process so much that they're like, I don't know if we should let people read this. Yeah, you do know. You do know. You just don't want to let people read it. Like,
And then when you look at the book that were banned over the year, it's kind of funny because a lot of them were like banned.
The ones you grew up on.
Right, like they're amazing
They're not really
books.
bad books. They just
When I
challenge
found
fiction.
When I found Little Red Riding Hood on a banned book list, I was like, why? And then I started thinking to myself, and I was like, okay, well, I could see how, like, maybe it's depending on which version of it you get your hands on, it could be upsetting to children that, the woodsman comes in and guts the wolf in order to save Granny
Right.
and
Or
Little
at the
Red.
wolf of the cross-dressing.
But then recently, they disarmed Yosemite Sam. And so nothing surprises me anymore. I'm like, okay, all right, we're not going to have wolves that eat people. We're not going to have girls that wander around in the forest looking for whatever she was there looking for. Because, I mean,
I think
seriously,
flowers.
what was she really in that forest looking for? It wasn't cookies. You know, I don't know. I think that sometimes when I see these banned lists and all of the ridiculousness that's going on in the world around me, I'm like, why? And then I'm like, do I really care? I'm going to write what I'm going to write. And if I get banned, then it was a freaking good book.
Right. That's exactly how I feel. That's exactly
right.
how I feel about it. For a goal that I want to complete in 5 years, I would like to have published a traditionally published book and a self-published book within the next 5 years.
Ooh.
So if I could have two books out, by 2025, I would feel accomplished.
Wait, 2 books like traditionally published by 2025?
No, one traditionally published, one self-published by 2025.
Oh, okay.
I can see you do that.
Like I think that's a reasonable for 5 years.
It is.
Yeah.
I don't know anything
some
about the
people, I
traditional publishing.
I feel like some people will try to do that in 1 year. So I think 5 years is a good amount
Oh
of
yeah,
time.
nah, I'm not trying to stress myself out that much. No.
Well, yeah, with traditionally published, that's impossible to do in 1 year.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because they take you through the ringer when it goes to like editing that book. So, okay, so now we're going over to the Instagram questions, which Lauren had dangerous.
That Lauren blew up.
So rapid fire questions. We already did favorite color, favorite author, favorite season. My favorite season is fall. I love the colors. I love that my allergies are no longer an issue. I love that flies and mosquitoes are starting to disappear. I love that I can wear layers and look cute AF. Yeah, I like it. I love it. Go-to karaoke song. So y'all want to know something? I've only done karaoke like twice in my life. As much as I sing, I've only done karaoke twice.
That's funny.
So much fun now.
I believe it is. I don't have a favorite karaoke song. I can't imagine. I don't know what it would be. I don't know. Fears. Ooh, what am I afraid of? Okay, y'all. Y'all, I am scared to death of maggots.
Maggots?
Maggots. They
Ew.
scare the life out of me. They scare me. Like I can't see them on TV. I can't I can't do it. I can't. They scare me. And I know they can't hurt me. I know they can't physically do anything to me there, but nah, I am.
Ew, they're just gross to look at anyway.
Yeah,
the first time I saw maggots in their most disgusting form was in the movie Lost Boys.
Yeah,
I
just watched that the other day, a rewatch.
Lost Boys,
I love that movie.
So good.
Yeah. I didn't eat rice for a year. My grandma would be like, Dana, you didn't eat your rice. And I would sit there for hours. Like, it's not happening. I'm not doing this. No.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll tell y'all why I'm scared of them, right? So we had this dog named Sadie, and one day she died. We didn't know that she died until the next day. And my grandmother had us go out, me and my brother, to go bury her. Y'all, there were so many maggots. She looked like she was still alive. Like it looked like the dog was moving. It scared the life out of me. And she was going to bury her.
Yeah.
And so it traumatized me. And like I can't, like if I see it on a TV screen, like I scream, like it bothers me. I cannot.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go, Lauren. Now you know what I'm afraid of.
I don't
pet
like
peeve.
spiders. You're not alone. Bug
Okay,
catchers
Dave, you never in my like spiders. Be honest.
Okay, so I don't like spiders, but I don't mind them. Like, I don't mind them as much as I hate flies. Like, I'd rather a spider than a fly. So I let little spiders live. I don't let big spiders live. Big spiders, nah. I'm sorry, Charlotte. I really wish I could, but I can't. I can't do it. But little spiders, I'd be like, "Ooh, you catch a couple flies. I'll let you stay there." Like I think about Charlotte's kids. If I gotta kill Charlotte, I think about Charlotte's babies. You know.
No.
No, for me, it's any of them.
Charlotte or her babies shows up in my house and the whole thing gets burned down. I mean, like I literally last year I found 3 black widows in the house. Like I was moving furniture doing
Yeah.
spring cleaning, and I found them,
Scary.
and like I was so like
Oh shit.
I didn't even bother getting my boys. I didn't bother getting my husband. I went straight out, got the sprayer, and I was like, and then we had to air the house out because I had sprayed so much bug
Oh yeah,
spray.
you probably tried to kill everybody with all them fumes.
With brown widows and black.
No, black widows are not welcome
Yeah,
ever.
no, I mean that's the thing though. 'Cause you have pets, and like if you have black widows and brown widows, if one bite and your pet is dead,
Oh yeah.
Yep.
so it's
Oh,
like it
Tala?
becomes about it's
Yeah,
like
my Tala, she actually got bit on the face by a black widow spider, and her face literally like melted off. Like she had to be in the emergency room. She had to be on medication. Like it was no joke. And so now whenever I see black widows, I don't
Oh
mind
yeah,
it.
no, I see Black Widow. Let me be clear. I don't let Black Widows leave. I call all spiders Charlotte. So I don't actually let Black Widows leave. I call all spiders Charlotte. Yeah, no. I don't let Black Widows leave. Nah, not I said cachet. So I've gotten bit by a spider to the point that my leg like blew up, my foot blew up, and
oh my god.
it was like swollen and all kind of stuff. So yeah, no, I don't play about it.
No, you say
Yeah.
Charlotte.
Camille has to head out. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you. We appreciate you so much. Okay, so Lauren had more questions. What else did she say? If you could have a superpower, what would it be? I want to be telepathic. Because here's why. I want to know who's for me from day one. I don't want to know. I don't want to wonder if you're in my corner. So if there is one thing that I feel like could be the superpower, it'd be to know what people are thinking, like to be able to read their mind and know like what are your intentions for my life? Like, are you here to be my friend or are you here for some other ulterior motive? So, because you know what I mean? Like, I don't like developing friendships with people and then find out 3 years later they really wasn't a good friend the whole time. And I just
Yeah,
spent
we got
3 years.
bad with that.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, Cachet thinks about things really deeply, y'all. I know y'all probably was like, dang, that's a deep answer for that little bitty question, but yeah, no.
But at the same time, you're not wrong.
Don't worry. I'm the type of person, if I don't like you, you're going to know very quickly and I won't have to say anything at all. Okay.
So Lauren said 5 movies that shows your personality. Like if someone watched them, they'd get you. Okay, so I have a couple of movies right off the top of my head, but not like 5. So off the top of my head, the first movie that comes to mind is Easy A.
Yeah, I love that movie.
I love her character.
I love Emma Stone.
Like, she's snarky and cute and like has like smart alecky comments, everything. So like that's one. Okay, so this isn't a movie, but it's a TV show, right? Frasier.
Oh, that's a good
If you
show.
watch Frasier, you will know and understand me so much better. I'm trying to think of what else. What else do I think would give you like a good glimpse into like Cashier's personality? I still have to think. This was a really good question.
Yeah. I saw it on Facebook one time and I'm like, ooh, I like this question.
Right? That's good. It's a good one. So I'm trying to think what other things. Four Brothers, of course, it being my favorite movie. Four Brothers. Family is really, really important to me. Especially the family that you make, not necessarily the family
Ones you're
that
born with.
you're born with. And I think that is a really
Yeah.
important concept of that movie, especially because I was in foster care. So it's definitely something that, it resonated with me for sure. So those three, I gave you three. Three is the best I could come up with for right now.
The fact
Three
you
is the
had
best I
an
could-
answer, I'm impressed.
Yeah, I know, right? Right. I think, okay, so I'm trying to see, were there other questions that people had that I didn't answer? If y'all have questions on the screen for me, let me know. I'm trying to make sure I answer all the questions that I could find.
I think it's your turn to fail or answer it.
Say
No,
that
I
again?
was trying to think of it last night. Nikki's an instigator.
I see when I've had fun with people.
Mm.
Jessica says, I'd rather not read people's minds. I know what kinds of things I think about. I don't want to be in someone else's brain. I feel like people would freak out if they read mine.
I know.
Grayson says, so true, Cachet. If I call someone family, I mean that with my whole soul. I don't say that lightly. I'm the same way. Like, I do not take that like as a joke. So much so that people don't know who's a biological brother or sister and who's not. Because I don't like, this is my play sister, this is my half brother, this is my half sister. Nah, you my brother, you my sister. That's it. Point blank period.
Right. That's how, like, so I'm an only child, but I have siblings. And people don't know that. And when I say that, they're like, what are you talking about? And my daughter was like, well, Mom, technically you only have half siblings. And I was like, did you cut my brother in half? Fighting words, you cannot have half of anything. And blood doesn't make you family. Like, you have to earn, when I call somebody my family, that's something you've earned, because my family to me, there are few things I will fight you for, but my family is one of them,
All right, and say that.
Yeah, so it's like and the fact, like, we were talking about this last night about how, like, when I speak about my family, how do people view that? And it's like, well, I have sister-in-laws, but I never refer to them as my sister-in-law. And if I do refer to you as this is my cousin and this is my cousin's wife, it means I don't like you. If
I use distancing language, it means that I do not care for you.
Back away.
Yes. So, like, my sister-in-law is my sister. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
yeah, I feel like family isn't always blood, because sometimes family are related to you. It's like you won't know who to do with them. Like,
right, man,
there's some people on our dad's side of the family we don't speak to because they disowned me and Lauren because we're disabled. And I'm like, no, you're not. I'm not falling for that.
I have genetic family that I am required to participate in at least once a year, but that's because I am genetically related to them and I live within like 5 miles of them. So Christmas and, those types of things.
Right.
However, they understand that they understand where the line is. And I think that as you grow and as you become more independent and more aware of the world around you, you do start to have your family that you're genetically related to and you feel obligated to participate, and then you have your family, and there's a big difference between those two groups.
I agree
with that.
Angel Reese said, what's your favorite animated movie? So I don't have a favorite that I can think of, but when I read that question, the first movie that popped into my head was Megamind. Again,
that's an awesome movie.
I'm super sarcastic. I have like a slick mouth. Like the dude, one of my favorite characters is the reporter guy. He's like, oh, you want to come to my party? By party, I mean it's gonna be a bouncy house and it's just gonna be me and you. But like it's hilarious to me. Like, dude, that's not a party. You're legit just asking her to come hang out with you. So yeah, that's like one of my favorites. I could watch that anytime.
Agreed.
Oh, Cachet.
Grayson says, go ahead.
Cachet, it's not Hercules. Remember the other day you're saying your favorite Disney villain was Hades?
Man, Hercules is one of my favorites though. Like, who you think you're kidding? He's the earth and heaven to you. Yeah, I love Hercules. Grayson says, since I mentioned phobias, what are y'all phobias? So I'm not scared of heights, but I am scared of falling.
Yes.
I am scared to death of falling. Like, I can go up. The coming down is the hardest part.
Do you know that I was 38 years old before I realized that I was not afraid of heights. I was afraid of falling. Like,
really?
Like, yeah. Like, for the longest time, I had it in my brain that I was afraid to fly because I was afraid of falling, or because I was afraid of heights. And my uncle and I, we had a little too much West Virginia water one night, and he started talking to me. And he was like, honey, what is the problem? Why do you not want to get on planes and come home more often? And I was like, I think I'm afraid of heights. And he's like, you climb mountains, you hang out on cliffs, you're not afraid of heights. And I was like, well, what's wrong with me? He's like, you're afraid to fall. And I'm like, yeah, because the fall is what's going to kill me. You know?
Right.
So, but yeah, it was amazing. It is. So I absolutely understand. I'm not afraid of heights. I'm afraid of falling.
Yeah, I'm scared to death of falling. So like Stephanie, I am scared of clowns. I don't do clowns. I don't do clowns at all. So the reason I don't like clowns is I don't like the fakeness of it. Like, I don't like the painted on smiles. It makes me like uncomfortable. And so that's why I can't do clowns. So like,
like I said, they are creepy to look at.
Pictures, I don't like. And honestly, there's this little documentary on Hulu about like that clown in Florida that people were like hiring to scare people. And I wanted to watch it just out of curiosity, but like the baby in me was like, don't do that to yourself and give yourself nightmares.
Why would you scare yourself like that?
Right.
Right. I mean, I figured it out. I didn't do it, y'all. Calm down. I figured it out before I turned it on.
My question is the individual who is accepting payment to scare people as a clown, does he wear body armor? I mean, seriously.
I would know, and you gotta pay me some good money, because here's the thing. I'd be too scared somebody will punch my lights out.
Right.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Like,
you can't,
because that's your instinct when you're afraid.
Right, you can't determine what someone's gonna do when they're afraid.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure why, but when I was younger, my parents did clowns for my nursery. And I don't know why they thought that was a good idea.
It was cute. When you were a little kid, clowns are supposed to be cute and happy and fun. And it's not until somebody decided that we should pervert them and make them into angry, hateful, scary things. And now we have this and yeah. But it's because when you were little, they were cute and they were fun and they were.
No, I wasn't a fan when I was little.
Diaphobia is a real thing. I can't do it. Don't Google it. If you nope. Like I the first time I saw it, somebody put it on a Facebook post and it did not have a trigger warning, and it was back when Facebook didn't like shield stuff from you seeing it. You just saw it.
Right.
And legit had a panic attack.
You're like, cool, I'm gonna Google it and see what this is.
Yeah. Be careful. Be careful. So Jessica here is a torturer, and she says her cousin is afraid of clowns, and she used to put a clown in bed with her at night.
I mean,
you and me, Jessica. You and me.
I don't need character that bad. I'll stay bland as all get out if you gonna stick me with clowns. I'm cool on it. Cool on it. So I had some questions given to me on ask.fm. One of those questions was, what is my favorite song that I've created thus far?
The tea
The
song?
tea song.
I got no tea.
But if I did, it would be hot. I said I ain't got no tea, but if I did, it would be hot. Yep, it is my favorite song.
Oh, I forgot my fan. Here we go.
Oh, yeah, I ain't got no tea, but if I did, it would be hot.
Oh, man.
I
Nice.
ain't got no tea, but
That's
if I
right.
did, it would be hot.
No, where's Tamara and her awesome fan?
Do you
Yeah,
want some
Tamara's
hot tea,
fan is
Cleo?
pretty.
Yeah, I love Tamara's fan. It's so gorgeous. It's so gorgeous. Oh, get your booty out the air, girl. I don't want to see your booty. Stop acting like the cat. You're a dog, dang it. You're a dog. Oh, my goodness. All right, you guys. We are nearing the end of the stream. Would you guys
Boo.
like to
That's
start
right.
your outros? I know. 2 hours of relaxing. Has it not been fun?
I
It's
liked
been
it.
great. I love it.
Yeah, it's fun time, you guys.
You know, I just realized that
For
we can't.
late Lucy over here. Yeah, I'm off for late Lucy over here. It was only an hour and a half, but that's okay. I got
That is fun. You want to do your outro and show us what you color?
Sure. All right. So I am Dana Gollin, and sometimes, most of the time here lately, I've been writing under my pen name, Ava Fox. Today, she came out for some colorful weekend. Do you see how that colorful that came out? I love it.
Oh, I love
That's
that.
right. It's not quite done, but I do love it. And yeah, you can find all of my good stuff at danagollinwrites.com. I'm working on some goodies that I'm going to make available after the Evergreen Writing Oasis virtual writing retreat. Which
Woo. So hyped for that.
Same.
I'm sorry. I know. We've been working on it. We're super excited. Super excited. So yeah, that's me. That's me.
Oh, is it
Nick.
me? Is it me?
Sorry. I know.
you're
I
fine.
should get the color. One more thing. Okay, then.
Okay,
Okay.
no, keep
I
going.
feel like this is good. I just wanted to get his butthole and his eyes and nose.
I love it. I love it.
But maybe on another self-care, I can finish the.
Yeah, we would definitely. You are more than welcome to come back on self-care days for sure.
Yay! But my name is, I won't say I am or whatever I did last time. My name is Becca C. Smith. And I'm an author and I love to sew, and that pretty much sums me up.
I wish I could sew.
She has a YouTube channel and she streams on it on Tuesdays. So you can catch her over there. If you're not already following her, go do that.
Thank you.
Nice.
And I also put the link to this awesome website that y'all should go see to be prepared for the Evergreen Writing Oasis in the chat. So definitely click on that if you have not already clicked on it. Your turn, Lauren.
Lauren, my YouTube channel is Thrive by Sight. I am a poet and fantasy paranormal romance writer. I don't know what else to say.
Listen to the podcast.
Oh, Nicole and I are starting a podcast. Woo woo! It'll be called Fire and Ice.
Fire and Ice Reviews, right?
Huh?
Fire and Ice Reviews, right?
Fire and Ice.
Okay.
And we'll have episodes Saturday evenings. Still trying to figure out how to work the software.
Awesome.
Thanks, Nick.
No
Oh,
problem.
Nikki. She's a ghost.
Brat. Anyway, I'm Nicole. My YouTube channel is called The Blind Mage. I'm a writer of poetry, fantasy, and paranormal. And I also have a blog page called Enchanting Tales.
Yay! And you guys know me. I'm Cachet. I write short stories, poetry, and the occasional blog post. Y'all know I love to make sure we're taking care of ourselves. So for the month of July, our self-care Sunday streams have moved to Saturdays because of
Yeah.
all the things we have going on. Tomorrow, me and Jessica will be part of the welcome wagon for the 13-hour writing relay. You heard
Dang.
13 hours of writing with some of your favorite author tubers all day long. And y'all just gonna see me pop up on people's screens. I'll be like, hey, I'm here. Hey, I'm here. Y'all it's just gonna be one of those things. I want to
That's
thank
gonna
you
be
guys so
wild.
much for letting me color my duckies. Hold on.
Thanks for having us.
Hey, we didn't name your ducky.
My duckies, my duckies, my
I
duckies.
know. They
My
are
duck-
super cute.
My duckies, these my duckies. Hey. I had such a great time. I thank my host for co-hosting with me today and giving me some of their lovely time. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you to everybody for all the questions that you gave me. It was fun celebrating reaching 420 subscribers. I cannot wait to see where the rest of this year takes me. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I hope y'all have